let's make pumpkin spice pretzels. I've already dissolved 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and some active dry yeast into 1 cup of 110-degree milk. I'll let this sit aside for a few minutes and get everything else ready to go. To finish making our dough, we'll add 1 cup of all-purpose flour and some soft butter. I'm just using room temperature butter, about 2 tablespoons, and to that we'll add our milk mixture. This has the yeast and the brown sugar. I'll also add some salt. I'll stir until smooth, then add the remaining flour. When everything's almost completely mixed, you can turn it out and knead it by hand. I lightly floured the surface to make it easier to knead the dough. It is a little sticky. Once I get it nice and smooth, after about 5 minutes of kneading, I'll put it in an oiled container and let it rise for an hour to double in size. I'll put the dough in my measuring cup and flip it so that it's oiled on both sides. You could also use a bowl, but I like that I can see how much it grows using the gradients on the side. I'll cover loosely with plastic and set it aside in a warm place for 1 hour. It's been an hour. As you can see, it rose quite a lot. So now let's make our pretzels. This will be enough dough to make 6 large pretzels. I'll divide this into 6 pieces. And then we'll roll each of these pieces into a long rope. You want to get it about 30 inches long. Once it's rolled its full length, take it and cross it, making an X, then twist it and bring it down so you have the classic pretzel shape. Then you'll want to take about 3 cups of hot water and 1/3 cup of baking soda. Whisk it all together to dissolve it completely, and then dip each pretzel in this solution. This is what's going to give it that really nice finish that pretzels have. Then you can place it on a greased or parchment-lined sheet pan. I'm using a parchment-lined sheet pan. And I'll repeat that with all of the pretzel dough. Bake these in the oven at 450 degrees for 10 minutes until they're golden brown. My pretzels look gorgeous. They're golden brown, they're soft, they're perfect, they're almost finished. Let's top them off with a mixture of pumpkin pie spice. I'm using a generous amount and granulated sugar. But of course, you need to make it stick to the pretzels, so let's take some melted butter, generously brush the tops, and then dip them into this delicious pumpkin pie spice mixture. And now we have the most beautiful and delicious celebration of fall flavors, perfect to enjoy with your favorite hot apple cider.